Hi, it's Paul from OnAir. We've got the brand new BirdDog MAKI Live here with us. We picked this up at NAB and we're pretty impressed. BirdDog tell us that it's all you need to go live to YouTube, Twitch or your favorite streaming platform. So it's great for streamers, educators, conferencing and heaps of applications like that. So we're going to unbox this, we'll set it up from scratch, try out all the features and then we'll see what we think of it. So we've got the MAKI Live box here, very nice looking eco-friendly box. I like that they put the MAC address there if you need to set anything up in advance. The only shame is we've got to pull this tab here and kind of ruin the lovely experience, but off we go. So it didn't quite unfold as neatly as the website showed, but we're good here. So let's unclip all this plastic. Beautiful, look at that. So let's have a look at what we get on the ports. Ports are on the back. We've got an HDMI, SD card and a USB-C, so that looks like a micro SD that we can record directly onto. Power on the back, so we're going to power it up in a moment. Look at the lens there, so let's take our lens protection off. And you can see the ring here, that's going to be our tally once we get it fired up. So let's plug it in now. Now I'm missing something. I don't have an Ethernet. That's probably because that's got to be somewhere else here. We haven't quite finished. So that's not our Ethernet. That's our USB-C, USB-A cable there. So dig a little bit more, perhaps. Now we are missing something here, surely. USB-C. Maybe we powered off the USB to begin with, because that's no, that's empty. I like that they have a locking USB-C. I was wondering what that little dot there. It's actually the screw hole for the USB cable. So let's get that nice and secure. Important when you're doing video and live work is that you can actually keep your cables connected. So I'll just plug this into my laptop to see that it does fire up. There we go. Got a light coming on. So it looks like the USB-C to Ethernet must be an accessory that I need to get my hands on. So we're flashing away at the back there, booting up. Looks like we're ready to start setting it up now. So we've moved down to the test bench now and things are looking great. The first thing we want to do with this now that we've got it set up is go through the update procedure. So just click on the cog and into setup and device information, and it told us there's updates, so we're going to check for updates and see how we go. Hey, that's a good generic upgrade message for you. Added some functions. Normally it should say bug fixes and performance improvements. That's what everyone else says in the various stores. So downloading updates. So we've done the update. I noticed the lights were moving left to right in sequence, and then at the end they got a bit dim and went right to left and then went off. So I assume that means we're all done and we can hit the power again, and we're booting back up. So we get that sequence of the four lights left to right as we boot up. Now we'll have a look for it again in our MAKI Live app. So these lights show you a few different things at the moment. It's just flashing once as we booted it up, which means it's ready to go. But if you have them moving in sequence left to right, that looks like it's either when it's doing the updates or just booting up. So we can see it's in our app again to add back in, and we'll get the Bluetooth and network configured, and we should just be able to hop straight into that and see a preview. There we go, now we're connected, so go on to the next screen, and yeah, there we are. So we can see the preview, nice and low latency. We're just going to double check that there's no more updates that are needed to do. And hey, look at that, the red dot's gone, so we're all done there. So let's have a little bit of a poke around in the app itself, and we had a look at the web GUI, and that's the standard BirdDog camera web GUI. But obviously this is a live streaming application, so we want to be able to do it nice and quickly when we're out and about, which means the app is probably going to be where we spend more of the time. We're checking out the settings for the MAKI Live in the app now. I like this. I just was playing around with this, and I think the wide and tele might be backwards. I'm going to have to tell Dan about that one too. We've got the option to save onto the onboard SD card. We haven't got one of those in at the moment. Some interesting AI settings, so denoise for your onboard microphone. That's going to come in really handy when you're at busy events. We know what it's like at trade shows. The gesture recognition for zoom in and out, that looks pretty cool as well. And then you've got all of your device settings, so tally color and whether you want the onboard tally on. This is really geared for multi-camera work as well, so you can see they've really thought about how you're going to work in a multi-camera environment. Setting the resolution and our encoding profile, and then the advanced button lets us set our NDI name, and found another little bug there. They haven't spelt multicast right, so I hope there's a bug bounty, because I'm gonna do okay out of this one. Our NDI settings we looked at, SRT settings, so it's good to see some of the newer cameras coming out with SRT as well, because it's a good option when you want to move things across the internet and across complicated networks. We can set our HDMI output format, so on HD at the moment, but we can bump that up to 4K if we want. The usual sort of image settings if you want to get manual there. And this is the setting for how you want to connect up to your computer, so you can either go through the normal webcam UVC, or you can put it through the PoE adapter if you prefer. And then finally, in the device information, you'll see we did our updates before. Check out the battery life, serial number, IP address is really handy as well, and some useful information on the version. And you'll see here on the main screen, at the moment we've only got one camera plugged in at the moment on the Wi-Fi, but it's really geared up for, you definitely fit 4 there, you might even squeeze 6 onto that screen if you have enough. So we've been playing around with the MAKI Studio app. It looks really, really good. It's pretty new, and as you can see there, still waiting on Google to complete the verification. So we were hoping we might be able to do a little test stream from the MAKI Live camera, but we're probably going to have to wait a little while before we can go direct to our YouTube stream or Facebook. But looking really promising, looking nice. Here's the settings for the MAKI Studio app. So what we're interested to see here is what are our streaming options, trying to play around with YouTube. Got Facebook as an option there, or RTMP. RTMP-S is available as a stream destination, and when you go on air, you've got a few streams that you can hit at once, as well as an NDI output as well, and of course onboard recording. We've been playing with the brand new BirdDog MAKI Live, and I'm pretty impressed with it so far. So out of the box, we've got it set up as a Wi-Fi NDI camera, and Wi-Fi and NDI's had a little bit of a troubled history, and this one's working really well. The latency's quite low, pretty impressed with that, and you can obviously use more than one on your network if you're doing a multi-camera production. We fiddled around trying to get some of the streaming going, but that looks like there's some features that are going to come later in the MAKI Live app or the MAKI Studio. So that's the Studio app that you can get a control surface to sit in front of your iPad or tablet. And that's looking really good. Like, I think there's a few more things they need to do with it, but that's really, really promising as well. But full NDI support, NDI HX2, NDI HX3, and now adding SRT as well. So there's quite a lot that just comes out of the box with this. It's pretty new, so we're excited to see what new features come down the track, and really like to see live streaming straight off the camera onto onto YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever your platform is. So hopefully that will come in the future. There's a few accessories you can get with it as well, so I'd recommend if you want to put it on a wired network, you need the USB-C to PoE adapter, which will just plug in the back there. But definitely want to try the SD card for onboard recording. I think this with some onboard recording and using the Wi-Fi just for your preview, I think that'll be a great use case for these cameras as well. If you want some more information on the BirdDog MAKI Live, get in touch with us at OnAir Solutions. You can find it on our website at onair.au. But I think I'm actually going to take it home. I've got a PF120, it's a few years old now as my webcam. I think I'm going to turn this into my home webcam and get the little bracket to, I think that'll look great sitting on top of the laptop there.